that, my father died. Our father died when I was 6 years old. So life has never been easy from there. I could remember, growing up without a father, things were a little bit tough, difficult. So moving around, making sure that things happen for yourself, because you have to take care of yourself, in those kind of environment. And mostly the environment I grew up is nothing to talk about, because it's all this terrible environment you can think of. But I could remember promising myself that I'm going to be a better person. I keep telling myself that I'm going to be a better person, and by the grace of God, God helped me to be a better person in my own little way, in my own eyes, not bragging over there.
So how was it like making that decision and sticking by it when everybody around you is either, you know,
Yeah, sometimes it's tough.
mm,
You have to be selfish.
mm,
In fact, I always say this: you have to be selfish,
okay,
because you can't give what you don't have. You
definitely,
can't have somebody that you people are in the same
position,
position. So I find out from an early stage, because of the kind of environment I grew.
mm,
So I learned that making mistakes twice will cost you more. So I learned to minimize risks and mistakes, to stick with things that works as soon as possible. So those are the kind of things that makes me to move towards life positively.
mm. You said you lost your dad at a very early age, which is quite a tragic experience.
Yeah.
But how does that impact you, your journey and who you become today?
Yeah, sometimes I just feel like I want to talk to somebody, having a fatherly conversation, but it's not there. I can't question God. God knows the reason why he took him, because probably his time is up here. So I don't question God on those kind of things. I know it for a reason, and I believe that everything happens for a reason, apart from the things we messed up ourselves. So I believe the good, the bad, the ugly, is all part of the journey. So God wanted me to be who I am today without a father. Probably, maybe if my father was alive, I wouldn't have been who Benny Bagos has been today. So possibly because somebody has to go for ones to come. So I believe that he's proud of who Benny Bagos have turned out to be.
That's really wonderful. You are a man who is very big on books. At what age did that relationship begins for you?
Yeah, I think 16, 17, if I'm not mistaken, because that was when, all on Saturdays, I believe that probably now they've stopped doing those programs on Saturdays. Those debates that we normally have on Saturdays, all those schools debate, that's what gingers me, to pick up the interest of freedom, because I admire seeing people, when school is debating against another school, it's fascinating. So I that gets to me. So I believe that for me to be that, I have to educate myself. So once you educate yourself, and that's how I became a bookworm. That's how most people call me. So I started buying books actually. So up to date, 10% of what I make goes to books, but because now I make a little bit more, I cannot put that into books. So I make sure that every month I buy 5 to 10,000 naira books, which is in dollars is equivalent to like $6 to $7. So probably that's so that's how I got into books. And books changed me, because I believe that somebody says I could, that if not because of the people and the books we read, we will not be where we are today. So I believe that there is life in books. So books open the door to for ones to achieve his dream.
So any core values that really help you to, apart from yes, you made the decision to stick, to turn out better than what you see in society, than the example of people around. So how did you ensure, as the saying goes, it's not the ships don't get sink by the water around them, but they get sink by the water that gets in them. So what were some of the core values that you hold dear and ensure that the water of the society doesn't get into you?
Discipline.
Okay.
Discipline. You have to make up your mind first. Because if you are not disciplined, then anything that comes will take in
Mm.
the space in you. So I believe that discipline first, you have to know what you want
Mm.
in life,
Mm.
then discipline yourself and stay on track.
Mm.
And that's why they call it track.
Mm.
Because many people get off track, so you have to be in track
Mm.
to achieve your goals. And it's not easy, it's easy said than done.
Mm.
It's not easy. So staying on track, a lot of things are going to come across to push you off track. Things like hunger is there, you know. Like now, many people are complaining of the economic in Nigeria. Those are some of the things that will take you off track. But despite all those environments, I know when I tell people that I have to look for things in the waste bin to pay my school fees, people feel as if it's not possible because they are seeing me on belly baggers of now. I've slept in terminals. For those of you that know terminals, that is one of our biggest market in West Africa before it got burned. I've slept in terminals for good 6 months.
Wow.
On top of the bridge. And I look for things in the waste bin to support myself in school. So I've learned to manage and then take life serious. I didn't blame life. I was just going with the flow. But I know my limits. So those are the key values: discipline and staying consistent, because you have to plan your life. You have to know what you have to do in life to succeed in life. So those are the biggest things that I think helped me by knowing exactly my end game. So that anything that comes outside that, I get back on track as soon as possible. So